Hi guys, a video about ALCI. It's one of our projects, right? There is ArcoLinux ISOs, great. There is Carly, super. There is Ariser and Sierra, but there's also ALCI. And the idea is that you use Calamares to get to Arch, rather than go type everything in or use an Arch install script. So Calamares is known in the Linux world. It's a Swiss Army knife, so to speak, to install a Linux system on your hardware, right? So it's a way to get things done. Now we're gonna make a video about blog here. If we go all the way down, the article is already there, but we need to write some information, and it's called 48. Let's recreate the Linux, well, the ALCI Xanmod. So ALCI Xanmod is maybe we should go to xanmod.org. Is one of the possibilities to install a Linux kernel, and there's so many Linux kernels out there that you can use, and you can read here or look at the links down here. So we'd like to have again, because there was already one, but as it goes, things change and you have to adapt, and at some point in time the ALCI ISO Xanmod was in, how do you say that, in transition. That's a nice word, right? It was named at some point in time differently, and they started renaming everything, so we waited a little bit and said, okay, let's have a look again. It's now the 1st of November actually, but yesterday I just made the new ISO again, right? So the thing is, if you want to be an ISO builder who want to create your own ISO, this is a great way to compare. How do I get the ISO? Well, how do I create an ISO with no desktop or with desktop or no SDM, etc. But also, what's the difference between an LTS, a Xen, a hardened, or a Xanmod? Several files, obviously, right? This one pointing to Linux hardened, this one pointing to Linux Xanmod. But as you'll see in the video, the names change, and the names have to be super correct, no typo allowed. Okay, so you see already that we can download it. It's already online, but the point is, well, get to know ALCI, see how it goes, right? But then the point is, build it yourself, create your own ISO the way you see fit. And here are all the git clone copies that you can take. So this one is our Xanmod, Control C. And let's investigate. So on the desktop, this one can go, and we're gonna go for git clone, not that one, git clone, Control Shift V. And yes, of course, don't type git clone and then git clone again. I always do that. And you get this one, right? Now, to make it easy for you, the best thing is maybe just get another one, right? Just one of them. Control C, because you know what I'll do? I will compare. Open terminal, Eric. The difference between making an ISO with a Linux LTS kernel and an Xanmod kernel is exactly the difference, right? Compare. Now first, before we do that, you can also do a right mouse click, install git ahead or git up or git find, and then you have git ahead, for example, and then you see what I've changed. So before, I guess here, right, 9th of June, we were at Arch ISO 79. Now then later on we're on version 80. We saw the changes from the Pacman 7. So download user has to have an hashtag. ArcoLinux guys decided to drop Riser FS support, so that's out, and that's it. So you can go up and make things. Here I made an extra line to say you're running on Btrfs, let's stop, right? That's the choice I made at that point in time, and later on I'll change it again. And here is the change, the most important change is that we used to have this name. And yes, there are different Linux Xanmod kernels. There's the LTS and x64 version 2. Again, right, like I always say, it's all about choices. All the time we have to make choices. If you are a distribution builder or distro builder, right, ISO builder. Yeah, so that's the name change in the packages. Go grab the Lego block Linux Xanmod x64 version 3, not from ALCI, from Chaotic AOR. Then we move up to Arch ISO at 81, so some extra lines here for the system cloud init thing. So this is coming from Arch ISO basically. This was a conflict, so they removed it. And off we go again. Later on, like I said, I give you just a warning. We're not stopping things, but if you're on ButterOS, we'll give you a warning. Are you sure? Make backup before continuing. Continue at your own risk, right? So the exit -1 is gone. And if you press enter, you know what you're doing, right? You take the risk to install, to build it on. It's just a building process, right? 30 build, 40 build. One forgotten. So basically, if you're on X4, you won't see anything of it. Don't see the message, right? And this is it. This is it, right? This is what I had to change to make it work again. I thought I made a typo somewhere, but I guess that's covered in one push to the internet. So Edge x64 version 3, that's the exact name. It needs to be completely, well, exact, because I want to have a preset here for the make init CPIO. There is the entry for EFI. If you want to boot from the DVD, from the ISO, the live environment, you need to get the right, well, kernel, right? Boot x64, the right name, the right image, and on it goes, right? So basically that's all I did, is rename it. I could have done version 2, right? Remember that, or Linux Xanmod LTS is there as well. Choices, but you can't have all of them, right? You need to choose. As you see, and I'm checking my work again, all of them have changed and all of them are correct. And that's it. That's the change I had to make this work again. But you can do exactly the same thing with compare. And then you know which files matter. We have a Linux LTS preset and a Linux Xanmod preset. KDE settings is just because, let's have a look. This is a choice. Lego block XFCE, Lego block Mate. That's the difference. And we'll see it later on in the package list. We have 5 of these, 5 of these. Names are identical. Checking my work. Yep. We have 5 of these and names are identical. Check. Pacman.conf. We have ArcoLinux repos present in the Xanmod, not in the LTS. Choices. We have Chaotic AOR available at the bottom always. Okay, choices. So we got Chaotic AOR there. I do like to have my get nemesis, so the scripts I use. This one is for Xanmod, that one is for LTS. It's just a command, so it doesn't matter if it's Edge or not. And this is the thing, right? So if, I'm not going to do it, but if you say, I'd like to have Ctrl sudo pacman -s Linux and then CashOS, I'd like to have that for my ALCI. And if you check out Chaotic AOR, I think like 20 or 30, maybe 40 Linux versions, right? Nitrous, mainline, there are so many kernels that you can use for your own idea, your own what if. And the only thing you need to look at are these files and the exact name, of course. Figure out what is the exact name. If we install the Linux Xanmod Edge, you know that the boot folder will contain the kernel. So you check out what's the exact name. So that's one that needs to change. This one is needed an LTS, and voila, done. And we have grub here. Same thing, LTS, 4 lines. And I seem to have changed this. System shut down. Well, actually, I prefer this one to be here, but okay, I can't do this here. This is not the ALCI SSD, but I'll think about changing it later. Differences, LTS, Xanmod x84. So basically, you could copy paste one of those and do a Control H, and say everywhere where you find LTS, change it with CachyOS, for example, or something else, right? And then you replace all, done. It's actually quite fast to make a copy with another kernel. So an ISO with another kernel. Looking good, right? Go on and investigate. You need to be a Sherlock Holmes. You need to like to analyze, otherwise don't even start, right? It is really, yeah. Of course, your Calamares configuration needs to change. The Xanmod Calamares config is different between all these guys, obviously. So we need to take a look at that as well. So this is just the cookie box, right? The Lego blocks. What do you like to have? Do you like to have XFCE4? No, but this one we do. And this one is Mate. Just 4 letters and you get a complete desktop. Awesome, right? That is Arch for you. Pacman.conf, we've changed the things here. The parallel downloads is 8, so cool. Download user, no. We'll see what happens in the future. For now, it's a no. Chaotic UR is present. And for the rest, it's just the normal script. We built the ISO. And that's it. And you got yourself a new ISO if you want to have ambition to have an ALCI, Nitrous, or Mainline, or CachyOS, or maybe Xanmod LTS, right? That's easy actually, right? But anyway, it's the same process, the same workflow. And that's the point of the video. Everything is there, everything is online. Got a what if. Voila, learn from these videos and learn from the posts that we've made already. Like 47, 48 articles already, how to create a Zen kernel LTS. I've made a few, right? Not a few, a lot of articles. And I'm pretty sure that's included somewhere that we say, okay, let's now create this kind of ISO. And now you see what really matters is what we've shown in this video. Those are the parameters for a kernel, right? Just for that. Yeah, actually also for a desktop, Mate and XFCE. So a lot of things can be used here. The things that we teach here can be used to create something. And extra thing, of course, is the ArcoLinux ISO.com, where we tell you, we have even a guide that tells you, let's start with something easy. Step 1, so let's improve things. Let's make it a little bit difficult. Step 2, etc. Right? We end up with step 8 or something like that. And if you've seen all these videos, if you listen to all these videos and articles, you read them, and also plus, right? Because there are links here. We have the Cardi project, which is this. We have ALCI. That's the video I'm making now. There's a Riser project, and all the videos and all the articles that you have, you're golden. You're set to create anything you like, just for yourself or for somebody else. It's up to you. So I guess the next video is me installing ALCI, so you can have a look at it and well, enjoy learning. Cheers.